Good morning, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mrs. Shirley, and I am the lead teacher of technology for the Leo Academy Trust. And I am really excited to be sharing with you today the launch of our new Leo Academy Trust digital passport. Now, I know that lots of you have been working incredibly hard over the last few months and maybe even a little bit longer to develop your skills using your Chromebooks. And what we're going to do now is we're going to launch this passport to test your digital skills and for you to earn badges to work out how competent you are in being able to use technology successfully. So I'm going to take you through the passport and show you all around it and how it works. You're going to be finding your passport within Google Classroom under a topic that's called digital skills, and all the resources that you're going to need will be there for you to work on. So when you log into your Google Classroom, you will find this passport that looks a little bit like this. Now, it is in a Google Slides document, so I would say pop your passport into present mode, and there will be lots of hyperlinks where you can click on different parts and it will take you to different parts of the document. So the front cover looks like this. And we're just thinking about, why are we making this passport? So I'm just going to read this to you. And it says, using technology is great to help us learn, and we all know that. However, effective use of them comes when we know the digital skills in order to utilize them. Knowing how to access something, what to click on, how to use a certain app, tips and shortcuts and more advanced levels make it easier and quicker, so you spend more time learning than just trying to work out how to get onto the device or the app. So that's why we're deciding that we're going to launch this passport, so that you can continue to develop your skills, so that once you've got those skills, being able to use the tools in your classrooms is really going to help you. So what you can do on this very first page of your passport is you have the ability to be able to personalize your passport for you. Now you can see here that this example is of Miss Coatups. And what you're able to do is you're able to change the picture. So you could take a picture on your camera and then upload it. Or you might want to draw one. So maybe you could use maybe Jamboard to draw, or you could use Adobe Spark to make an avatar of yourself. And you can just copy that into the passport. You're then going to give some details about yourself. So make sure that you've got your name on this. And then your favorite tech tip. So Miss Coatup's favorite tech tip is keyboard shortcuts and how to split screen. And then your favorite app. Now, it's really important that you don't put too much personal information on here. So we don't need to know your address or your phone number or anything like that. But it would be really good to see what your favorite tech tip is and what you've learned so far. Then you can see here on this page, this is a full list of all of the skills that you're going to learn whilst you're working your way through the passport. I'm just going to give you a minute to see if you can have a think, if you can recognize any of these logos here. That's great. I'm hoping that you've been able to identify some of the G Suite tools that you've been using in your classrooms, like Jamboard and Classroom and Docs and Slides and Sheets and Forms and Google Sites. And then there are lots of other ones as well that you're going to be looking at. Now, the passport is broken up into several different sections. So the first part of the passport is to think about essential device knowledge. So we're talking about the actual device that you've got. So whether you're using a Chromebook or a tablet, but we're talking mainly about the Chromebooks that you have been given by us at Leo. So the first part is things like, I can use the home button. I know how to lock my Chromebook. I know how to turn the power on, turn the volume up, use the camera, how to use the trackpad. Knowing all of those words as well is really important. The second one is about thinking about how to explain and demonstrate responsible use of the technology that you're using. And hopefully you are starting to do that within your classrooms, and also know how to safely use your device. So how to show it respect and care, making sure that it's in the case, etc. And once you've done these things, you can be ticking these things off as you go. Things like signing in, knowing how to log in, knowing how to sign out of Google Drive, knowing how to scan a QR code. Now, these are things that we're not expecting you to know straight away. And it's about knowing how to find out how to do these things. And then once you've found out how to do it, then you're able to tick these off on your passport. Other things that you can do, things like how to troubleshoot. Now, troubleshooting is something that comes up a lot in the classroom, because I know that some children, they get themselves in such a panic when something happens, and it's about thinking about, well, how could I solve this problem without the need of thinking about my teacher and just putting my hand up and saying, I can't do it, I don't know how to do it. So it's just things like that that we need to start developing now. How to print responsibly, and how to access accessibility settings to support learning. Now, we're not expecting you to be able to go away and know all of these things straight away. This passport is designed to be used throughout your whole time at your school, okay? And it's something that will take time. It's not something you're going to start tomorrow and will be done by next week, okay? It's something that is going to take a long, long time. So we're not expecting you to know all of this straight away. You'll then see on the next page that you've got lots of different almost just blank spaces here. Okay, so it's very important with this one is that actually once you know how to do these, you're then going to put a badge onto each one of these. So you'll see here that each one of these has got that title at the top, and then you've got the badges that go with it. And right at the very back of your passport, there are all of the badges that you can achieve. Okay, so thinking about looking at these ones, we've got all of the Google Drive, all of the Google tools here that you can earn badges for, but also things about, I know my keyboard, I can touch type. Okay, and there are so many badges on here that you can achieve. And once you've done that, what you can do is, all you need to do is within Google Slides, you're just going to copy and paste your badge onto those pages that I've just shown you a second ago. Okay, and there are lots of these spaces on your passport for you to pop those in once you're done. So that's those. Then you'll see that we then move on to different sections of the G Suite tools. So we've got here a Google Classroom page, and you can see that this is broken down into beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Okay, so again, we're not expecting you to be able to do all of this by the end of next week. We're expecting you to be working your way through. So it might be that you think, well, what does a beginner level look like using Google Classroom? If I've only just started using it because I'm in year 3 and I've just started at the school, then we're only really expecting children in year 3 to be able to use Google Classroom, join a class, being able to leave a comment. But you might find also that you're able to do more intermediate things as well. Whereas if you've been using the G Suite tools for a little bit longer, we're probably expecting you to be more in that intermediate or even that advanced stage as well. So there are lots and lots of these that you can do. So there is Google Drive and Google Docs, and there is Google Slides and Sheets and Forms and Jamboard and Sites. There are so many things. And there are also some on research and finding out information. There's some on creativity. There's some on organisation and communication and touch typing. There are so many things that you can do in here. And again, we're not expecting you to do this all straight away by the end of next week. We're talking about a really long period of time where you're going to be able to do this. Now, just to kind of show you now then, is there is actually a way of you being able to practice this ability to be able to use these G Suite tools as well. So I'm just going to take you to another page. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to use something called How to Use. So How to Use is aimed to assist you with how to use some of these G Suite tools. So, for example, it will assess your competency. So it will assess, do you actually know how to do something in Docs? But not only that, it also tests your efficiency in how well you know how to. Do you know the quickest way to be able to do something within Docs? And so at the end of the how to use, it will give you a score. So you'll earn your badge if you're successful in being able to do all of those things. But it's also thinking about how quickly you're able to do those things too. So all of the how to use will be set for you within your Google Classroom. You're going to go to the badge that you want to have a go at, and I would strongly recommend that you work your way through by using the introduction ones first, then doing the next steps, then going further. Okay, so introduction, next steps, going further. So that they're kind of in sort of beginner, intermediate, difficult, and again, you just work your way through. So you're going to open up your how do you, and what will appear is something that looks like this. Now it looks like a video, doesn't it? Let's click it and see what happens. Okay, so as it said there, it's like you're expecting a video. That's not how do you works. How do you is designed to be interactive. So we're going to click and start. I'm going to work through a little bit of this together. We're not going to do the whole thing because otherwise I don't want to have to show you how to do everything really competently. I want you guys to see if you can do this for yourself. But we're going to click to start.
Getting started with Google Docs. You are getting started with the basics of Google Docs and would like to share your work with others. Name your document cats.
So now it's asking me to name my document cats. So I need to think about, well, do I know how to do that? If I do know how to do that, I can go ahead and do that here. So I'm going to click in here and I'm going to name my document cats.
Type this sentence. Siamese cats are a type of cat.
So it's now asking me to type the sentence. Now, if I don't know how to do that, I can click up here to this little question mark and it will tell me, it will give me some instructions. There's like a video that I can watch here, okay? And it says the system will help me if I'm finding things difficult. So it might give me a bit of a tip if I'm not sure how to do that. But obviously I do know how to type, so I'm going to type.
Insert a web image of a Siamese cat.
So now I need to work out how to insert a web image. Now, again, if I don't know how to do that, I can think about how to do it. Now, again, remember, there could be several different ways of doing that. So, but I've got to try and think of what the quickest way might be. Okay, so what's the quickest way? So what I could do is, for example, I might open up a new tab. And I might go to the internet and then copy and paste one over. But that might not be the quickest way. There might be a quicker way. So I need to think about how I'm going to get there. I'm going to click this button here. But I could also click insert as well if I wanted to.
Insert the top right cat photo. You decide you don't want the image of the cat. Undo the last action.
So you can see that I'm not going to take you too much further in this because I don't want to give away all of the strategies on how to do this. But you can see here that it's literally talking to me and telling me what it wants me to do. It will guide me and help me if I'm finding it difficult. And this is the way that we're going to learn how to develop all of these strategies, which is great, isn't it? Because again, it's not something I can work my way at my own pace. The system will help me if I need it, okay? And again, it's still testing you and you're still learning. You're learning by doing, you're learning by that. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an overview. Now, once you've finished the how to use, it will tell you whether you've earned your badge or not. If you've earned your badge, you can then go ahead and go back to your passport. And you will then be able to find the Google Docs panel. And because we've just done the beginner version of Google Docs, we'll then be able to pop in the badge for Google Docs. So we'll just go up to the badges. We'll find the one. So we're starting with bronze because that's the easiest one. We're going to click Docs, and then we can paste that into that one. And then once we're confident with that one, we can then move on to the silver, so the intermediate, and then move on to the gold, which is the advanced version. So we're really looking forward to seeing how well you guys get on with this, because I am really confident that everybody at the Leo Academy Trust is going to be real digital leaders by the end of this. You work your way through the passport, see how you get on. And I know that by the time you leave Leo Academy Trust, when you get to the end of year 6, you are going to leave with such great digital skills that's really going to help you in the future. So that's all from me for now. If you do have any questions, please speak to your class teacher, who will be able to get a message to me or anybody else in my team. And we will speak to you soon. We're really looking forward to seeing how well you do with this. Speak to you soon. Bye.